Well, moving on, what's on the front cover of the Telegraph, Lewis?
Nothing but bad news. Gary Lineker is there, which we're going to talk about later. Children of 7 to get NHS trans treatment. Service to replace Tavistock will also consider the effects of medical and mental issues. Will it be in the same place as Tavistock? Where is it going to be? Who's going to be doing this thing? This is.
You think they're just going to rebrand the Tavistock service and it'll be the same doctors with the same ideology, delivering the same kind of treatment? I mean, at least, the headline of children as young as 7, it's actually a limit. A lower limit has been put in the ages of children that can be transitioned. You know, previously, doctors would put children on the pathway to transitioning at a even younger age than 7. And it's ridiculous. I mean, when I was 7, I wanted to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And I think there was some merit to me not having a turtle shell irremovably grafted to my back.
Well, the interesting thing is I have a lot of friends who think this is okay, but they don't believe that children that young are being done to.
Do these friends of yours have children?
And they have children. And they
that, to me, is disturbing.
They number one, they don't believe that anything is happening to the kids. They don't believe that. They think, oh, that's ridiculous. It's made up. No one. Or number two, they think the number of children that this is happening to is such a small amount that it's inconsequential. Literally, that they don't know anybody who's doing this. This is a tragedy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing now detransitioners. I mean, obviously, for some people, it can be the right pathway, and transitioning, you know, helps them live a more fulfilled life. But I mean, for other children, I mean, when you're a teenager, you can feel confused sexually about your identity or whatever. I mean, it's a pretty standard part of being a teenager, and usually puberty and just growing up and getting older resolves it, and you go on to live a happy life. I'm not sure that jumping in and applying drugs and hormones and surgically removing breasts and genitalia is necessarily the wisest choice. So I think we do need to tread so carefully. It may not be the
wisest choice, but you also, I'm going to take back what I said, is that lots of people are happy because this is happening. They buy into the system, and when they're children, they buy into it and they say this was the best for me, and they're happy for it. So not everyone is being made miserable by
Well, and this is part of the problem. I mean, the trans activists tend to be people for whom transitioning worked really well, and they're very happy, and so they see that as the solution to everyone. But I mean, in reality, we need some data to see, if transitioning 7-year-old kids is going to be the best thing for them, or could there be some unforeseen consequences to sterilising and maiming children?
Well, I mean, interestingly, there's a line in this article that says campaigners welcomed the move towards an evidence-based approach, which gives me an indication that at some point it was not evidence-based. Well, it was all feelings-based.
It's currently not, and it's very difficult to do any meaningful objective research around it, because if you have any findings that don't match the trans ideology, then you're condemned as a bigot, and your findings are dismissed, and you're drummed out of your job. So it's very much like climate change in that respect.